500. Amisha Vora as well on the show with us. Amisha, hi, afternoon. Chatting with you for the first time after the budget. It's clearly been a party on D Street ever since. 3 days of a consecutive run. 15,000 now in sight, hopefully, for the Nifty. Time to tread with caution, or you think the party is very much still on?
I think in medium to long-term party will continue because we have not only changed as a country our stance completely for this year, but we have also guided that, 4.5% fiscal deficit. We have given target till 26, which means that even if we expect economy to grow well and the tax revenue to increase, we will continue to spend and invest in the economy. That is what it indicates. So I think it's a medium-term call that they have taken, and economy and markets both would react to it. But let's not forget that there could be, intermittent events. For example, some worry on the debt side, some worry on the risk of globally, or some worry on the border, and we might get opportunity to buy. But it is very clear that this good economy and good markets are here for a while, and it's not a short-term blip for sure.
Well, Amisha, let's keep it with banks then. Today, of course, the star performer is IndusInd Bank. There are 2-3 things around this whole asset quality front as we look at it right now for banks. On one side, of course, you have the RBI saying that, look, asset quality is really not in a good shape. It's at the lowest point in many years. You have the asset reconstruction company that has been established by the FM, or to put it in another word, a bad bank. But then you are seeing a continuous improvement in the numbers as being reported by banks. So how are you looking at this space at this juncture? Credit growth as well now is picking up on a sequential basis. How are you looking at the space?
I think, if you see the broader outlook and strategy, both from the budget and otherwise, before that, is to spur manufacturing and is to spur the growth, both in infrastructure and manufacturing. And when both these start shaping up gradually, credit growth is bound to improve. If you see some of the private sector banks, during this COVID, most of them raised equity and are braced for a higher growth, and required equity is already in place to support it. We also know that pre-COVID, most of the large corporate accounts which had gone bad for some of the large private sector banks are in some way or other either getting tackled or already tackled or are in the process of final leg of tackling. So whatever I think was a huge backlog on gross NPA and fresh NPA, except that some retail NPA and MSME NPA because of the COVID, the larger part is taken care of. And as we see next 3 to 5 years, I think the credit growth will be really very good. Not in next 6 months, I say over next maybe 2 to 5 years or 3 to 5 years, the growth will be much better. So I and as a house, we continue to remain extremely bullish for private sector banks, and particularly not only and largely retail focused, but corporate facing banks also. And I think portfolio should move within private sector banks. Of course, within private sector banks, we add one PSU, and that is SBI. One should move the portfolio a bit from only retail facing banks to slightly corporate facing banks also.
Okay, that's the take coming in on what we are seeing currently within banks and what the budget 2021 actually entailed. Counting down to the market close then, we're holding out quite okay, although we've eased off from the top of the day, no doubt. 126 points higher for the Nifty futures as we speak. Amisha, in the very near term, the one stock that's been on our radar is Bharti. It's going to declare its numbers post-market hours today. Of course, you've got the MSCI rebalancing as well, which is in focus. MSCI has already indicated that this is going to be inclusion this time. Most brokerages are anticipating inflows to the tune of about $700 million on Bharti on account of the MSCI inclusion. That said, Airtel, Indus Tower already in focus. What are you anticipating from Bharti, which is now finally, after testing investors' patience for a while, finally seems to have broken out and it's back at those 600 odd levels on the share price?
Very macro basis, we all know that this segment, both voice but largely data, is growing, and the growth will have no limit as we keep growing because of more digitization. There is no new player that is likely to come, and they have gone through the worst of the competition that they had to go through. As we see, their subscription addition is much better than the competition. They have not only held their fort, but they have added and acquired more customers incrementally. And they're cleaning off their balance sheet. So on a very structural basis, I continue to remain very positive. In terms of ARPU, for the last quarter, even if there is a slight disappointment, I think that on a very medium-term basis, this is a very good story to continue to be invested in.
Okay, that's the word coming in on Bharti, holding steady ahead of its numbers. The flavor of the day clearly is banks, whichever way you want to look at it, and financials as well added to that pack. Not just IndusInd, but an M&M Finance, Shriram Transport Finance, PNB, they're all holding very, very steady. More so, the auto financiers are the ones which are also taking the lead quite a fair bit. And Amisha, I guess it ties in with the kind of auto recovery as well we've seen. I mean, not just pure play auto companies, but what's happening with battery manufacturers, with some of the tire manufacturers as well, and the kind of monthly sales data which has been encouraging almost on a monthly count. What is it that you're making of this big revival which is playing out in autos, and what is the best way to actually play this theme?
So we started this auto revival with two-wheeler. As you know, that the first spending started on personal mobility. And then, of course, it has been rubbing off on four-wheelers, passenger vehicles also. But as I see now from where we stand, the kind of infrastructure push that we are likely to look at, and even if I look at scrappage policy, despite it being a voluntary scrappage policy, so commercial vehicle on an annual basis, we make close to 5 lakh. And the population, which will be above 15 years, which can be voluntarily be due for any scrappage, will be close to 13 to 15 lakhs. So a 5% or a 10% conversion also leads to almost 15% additional demand. A demand over and above the growth in cargo. So I feel that now, as we see today, we played two-wheelers, we played four-wheelers, but commercial vehicle will continue to be doing really well. And as the numbers come, economies of scale and operating margins kick in. So that could be a very good place to be in. No doubt Ashok Leyland has moved up a lot. But I think they are continue to be in for a very good long-term sustainable growth from here on.
All right, so autos it is, and within autos, the commercial space, yes, Ashok Leyland is now at 130 rupees. But Amisha, we leave it at that. Thank you so much for joining us today on ET Now.